I wanted the pot that I'm working on. I made a lid. I made a lid and a finial for this little pot, and this was a different piece of butternut than I made the base out of, and it looked weird. You know, the values were too close. So I decided that I was going to make a different lid and ebonize it, but I didn't have any ebonizing solution, so I made some, which is what we're going to talk about right now. So this can be the lid for some other thing, but for this pot, I want it to be more contrasty. All right, so these are the two different lids that I made for the pot. Cherry and walnut both tend to ebonize really well. So I've got a couple of practice pieces that we're going to test on, and then we can decide, you know, which one I like better to use for the actual thing. But I've had such a hard time making this ebonizing solution. I did a little looking around online. I went to Kent's blog, or his website at Turn a Wood Bowl, and he's got, you know, instructions about how to do all this stuff. And his was very specific about washing the steel wool before you put it in the vinegar, using a plastic cup with, you know, with a lid and vents because you're making iron acetate. I washed the steel wool, I hung it up to dry, it rusted. Next time I tried it, I washed the steel wool, I put it in here wet. I mean, I squeezed the excess out, it still rusted. Third time, the steel wool was coming up out of the vinegar, even though I had some skewers in there holding it down. And so that rusted. So, and I tried a rock, and anyway, this is like my fourth time trying this. Here's what you need to know. You need to use cleaning vinegar, so 6% acidity. Regular vinegar is 5%. It doesn't seem like much, but when you're doing this, it makes a big difference. I ended up finding mine at Walmart. It was with the regular food vinegar, but it will say great for cleaning. You just want to make sure that it's all vinegar, not like, you know, added stuff to clean it. You just need 6% acidity cleaning vinegar. And you can get that in lots of places. And just regular steel wool. I got this either at Lowe's or Menards or somewhere. So third time is the charm. This has been in there, actually this isn't the third time. Maybe the 12th time is the charm. This stuff's been in there for a couple weeks now at this point because I've just been way too busy with other things. And as long as it's under the vinegar, I figure we're all right. You go up here for a minute, and you can go up here for a minute. I'm going to try really hard. You definitely want our gloves. This stuff will stain everything. All right, so I have a couple of bamboo skewers that were holding it down through holes in this plastic lid. They said not to use a glass one initially. I don't know why. It seemed to be fine. I think as long as it's not closed up tight. Now, and then I said to my friend Hula, I said, Hula, how are you making this stuff that is so easy? Because I'm struggling with it. He said he just dumps it in there. He says he puts the vinegar and the steel wool in a mason jar, invents it, and in a couple of days it's magic. Well, mine didn't go like that, but that's okay. So I cut a little piece of plastic that I could shove down in there that fit mostly to keep the steel wool from coming up, because that was really what the biggest problem I guess I was having is the steel wool kept being exposed and then rusting. Now, see, that looks a little funny color, but we're just going to go with it. And I can't believe that after how many, at least probably 2 weeks, that's still looking like that. But there it is. All right, so I'm going to take my new jar and a funnel and a coffee filter, although I don't know if this is going to be too filtery. Is that right? And I'm going to strain any of the little bits of steel wool out. That does not look black to me, but for right now, we're just going to go with it. So I'm going to go ahead and take the steel wool out of here. I don't know if I should squeeze it, get any of the like real strong stuff out. I guess I can, and then just dry my hands off. Okay. And we'll just dump the rest of that in there and let that filter out. Yeah, it seems to me that everybody else's stuff that I've seen is like black, but I can't, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I think it's going to work all right, but I don't understand why it looks so different and why it has been such a damn struggle to do this. All right, so I'll rinse these things out later. I don't have water in my shop. Take them back to the house and do it there. Then we're going to let that sit for a few minutes. You know, I'm going to do this too because this is different kind of grain. No, well, no, this side is smooth too. I'm sure that it's going to act kind of wonky with the sort of rough sawn stuff. And then now that it's done chemically reacting, I can put a tight lid on it. And I just got these plastic ones so that you don't have any metal in there to leak. And then you let that sit for, I don't know, a little bit. 5 minutes maybe, and we'll see what happens. The other thing that I wanted to try, this was also something that I saw on Kent's page and on some other ones. Am I supposed to shake this? Keep from freezing. Mix well. Oh, maybe not shaking. Maybe shaking isn't the best idea. Yeah, probably you don't really want bubbles in your ink. Okay. This is Speedball Super Black India ink. It's archival. It's for making art with. I got this from Amazon. You can get it from, Dick Blick. Sometimes like Michael's or Joann's or whatever, places like that. But, this is actually ink. So it's going to behave differently. But if you don't want to mess with the ebonizing solution and you still want to change the color of your wood, you can use something like this. Bubbles. Eyeballs. Guess we should look at end grain too. It's probably going to suck it up different. So I'm going to let these sit for just another 5 or 10 minutes. These are just a couple of options. This is obviously the least amount of messing around. I think this bottle was like, I don't know, $8 or $9, and obviously it will last a really long time. You get a much blacker black, especially on woods like cherry. But they all absorb things so much differently. Okay, I'm gonna let this sit and then I'll come back and we'll do some things. So this is the lid I'm gonna use. I used a screw chuck on it, and then I turned it around and did a little mortise so that I could put it back on here to finish it. So So the dark spots there, I think, are maybe still wet, and I don't want to get this all over me, so hold on. All right, so that seems pretty dry there. I wasn't sure about this. Yeah, that might be a little bit wet there. Still, I kind of went over that. So that's what the cherry looks like. This is the Ebonizing solution and the India ink. End grain. End grain. And I didn't sand any of these. You know, I just pulled these off my scrap shelf. So, Ebonizing solution, India ink, a lot of tear out. So I'm going to use the Ebonizing solution on this, and the first thing I'm going to do, I think, aside from get it back, I just like labeled it all nice and neat, put it on the shelf because I'm trying to be tidy. Yeah, I don't know why that's like a red color and not dark, but I'll do the backside too, but for right now, I'm just going to do it in sections. I'm going to do the top. And I'm probably going to have just screwed myself up by not making this even. Probably should have just gone up and down. All right, I'm gonna let that sit for a little while. We'll see what we think, if this needs any more solution or got some spots in here. Let it dry first, dum-dum, and then look at it. Okay, that's what we're gonna do. All right, I did come back and put another coat on it just to see if it would even it out any. It kind of did. I think that what I'm seeing, you know, kind of right in here, is just a little bit of the way that the grain is different. It's almost got a little bit of a shimmer to it. I did hit it with the hairdryer to dry it faster because I'm in a hurry. I have never done this before. I don't think that it's going to smear. I'm not positive about that. What I'm planning to do is mostly my normal thing. I'm going to put some, it doesn't really feel like it raised the grain any. And I am going to do sanding paste and stuff. So this is a 2-pound cut of shellac. You know what? I am going to just start with a 1 pound. And then if I want to put some more on, I can. Just, you know, to help seal it. But I don't know. We're going to just give this a whirl and see what happens. I guess I could just do this first. And getting a little bit off. Okay. See what we get here. If it makes it, if it re-wets it and makes it run, or if it just does its thing. Ooh, I like that. Okay. So I did get a little come off on the towel, but not a ton, and it doesn't, we'll have to wait until it dries a little bit, but it doesn't look like it like actually, you know, took it off in places. No, it didn't. Oops. Yeah, that's better. Find me some safety glasses so I don't get grit in my ear. Yeah, don't get grit in your ear, so put your safety glasses on, kids. That's how you do it. Oi. It's pretty. I like it.